So what we're going to do in this video is render our latitude and longitude onto a Google map. Now we don't need our watcher anymore. You can absolutely feel free to keep it if you'd like to use a watch position. However, it's going to re-inject the iframe of the Google map every single time it finds a new value. So we'll change this back to our get current position. We got our handle success. So what I'm going to do is take our latitude and our longitude and just simply inject some content into our app, much like we have above. So what we're going to say is app.inner HTML, and we can say plus equals, and then we're going to append a multi-line string. Now by doing so, this is going to inject some HTML into our DOM for us, and we're going to render our Google map underneath. So first things first, let's create a nice little p tag, and we're going to say that the accuracy, and we can take that accuracy value and then add an M for meters. Underneath, we can then create an iframe, and we're going to set a Google map value as well. Now, unfortunately, Google Maps, what I would like to have done in this example is actually create a real Google map embed, and using the API, we could then use the latitude and longitude to display where we are. However, due to the API limitations and the length of time that it would take to get us up and running, what I've decided to do is just simply render this out with an iframe as we would just embed a value. That'll make more sense as we continue. So what we'll do is create a width of 600. We can then create a height. I'm just going to fix this to 250. We can add a quick frame border with a value of 0. Now the source is then going to point to Google Maps. So we can say https maps.google.com/maps. And this is where we want to pass in a query parameter. So here we're going to say the query is then going to be our latitude as well as our longitude. So make sure you go q equals, and then we're going to take the latitude and pass it in. And then here we've got a comma separator, which we're then going to pass the longitude into. Now we can also set a few extra options on here. So here I'm going to say, and what I like to do is actually use the HTML ampersand for this. We can say z equals 14. Now z means zoom, which is quite explanatory. It's going to be the zoom level. And we're also going to add an output, which is then going to have the value of embed. So when we save this out, we're then going to see a Google map being embedded. And you can see that this is accurate to 1,000 meter. This is where I live in the lovely English countryside. You can see that I kind of live in the middle of nowhere. So this is accurate to 997 meters. And it will be quite interesting to be able to plot where you live on here as well. So I hope you've enjoyed learning all about geolocation. What we've covered in this is a vast amount of things. We've looked at this geolocation object on our window.navigator. We then talked about the success handler, grabbing those coordinates, which we've destructured. We've got the latitude, longitude, as well as the accuracy. We also have talked quite in depth about error handling and using these enums alongside our error.codes. We've talked about the advanced geolocation options and also how to get the current position a single time, as well as watching that position as well.